Hello there guys and welcome to another episode here in Formula Sports League for round number 11 here in Mexico City. So after not a good race in Miami, I am here in Mexico replacing Dozendat, who is and might win the championship in this race, even though he won't participate in it, but he is gonna win the championship if Riqiricon, who is in second place in the championship, finishes terribly in like 5th or 6th position in the race. I think he needed to finish worse than that position in order for Dozendat to win the championship. And also Alfa Romeo can win the Constructors Championship in this race. The team that I am in this race, I am the team's reserve driver, but the reason why I have been participating in other teams is because, yeah, I got into those seats because neither the full-time driver nor the reserve driver could get into the race, so the league owner wanted to offer us reserves the seat so we can participate in the race, so I decided to take that thing. But this case, it is an exceptional one. Instead, one of the drivers that are in the official team that I mean Alfa Romeo, won't participate in this race, so I replaced him, and here we are in Mexico City. That happened once before in this season in Great Britain, although I did terrible, but now it is going to be time for redemption. And I have done practice races and I have done a bit decent, although the AI have straight line speed very OP, or maybe they have lots of less wings than my setup and they are actually pretty fast like Jan Mir, but the reason why they aren't that fast in qualifying is because of their setup and they could not get really fast in the corners. But now let's get back into the qualifying, and after doing those practices I hope I can qualify well and get a good race finally after 3 races of not having good races. Hope this 4th one I get a good race. And we begin the first flying lap, and we got a bit sliding into the stadium section, but it is an out lap, so we don't have to worry much about it. Our first flying lap was going a little bit decent, although exiting the final corners I see that the lap time I have set is a 1:16.9, which for now puts us in the 3rd position, but it wasn't that good, my lap time. But at least I have 2 more laps to do that can be better than the one I have done like seconds ago. So good thing is that I have chosen the softer tire location, so that means that I have 4 sets of softs, so that means that I can use 3 in this session and 1 for the race, so I don't have to use 1 set of soft tires in 2 laps. So let's do the second flying lap and hope that one goes better than the first one. The lap time is going pretty good, overall improving by 700 of a second, but unfortunately I ruined it because I invalidated my lap time. But still, I don't think it would care if I have invalidated or not, because a Williams, I think it was a Williams, blocked us a little bit, but I think it cared because we set a lap time of 1:16.7, but it was invalidated, so it didn't register on the qualifying lap times. So yeah, we stay with the 1:16.9, so that means that we have only 1 more chance to make a better lap time than the one I have set that got validated, and not like the previous one that I have set, the second one, which got invalidated, but it is what it is. And let's get into the garage and set our third and final soft tires that I'll use in this session, and wait until the 2-minute mark of the session so we can leave the garage and hope we can set a blistering lap time. So let's get focused on that thing. And now we begin the third and final flying lap of the session, and it is going to be a long way into turn 1. That main straight is pretty long, and we now head into turn 1. We brake between those braking marks that I have braked. I don't know which numbers were. I think were like 100 and no, between 15 and 100. I don't know, but getting back into the lap, we are heading into turns 4 and 5, and overall we're improving by 0.2 of a second. And we head into the double apex turn 6, and overall we're improving by 0.4 of a second. I don't know how am I going really fast. I thought that it was wrong Dozendat, and I was actually slower than I was, so I decided to focus more, and I saw that the delta was minus 0.6, and I thought, no, it's glitched, I'm going way slower, so I decided to focus and go a bit fast into the stadium section. Oh yeah, I would have gone 10 fast if the delta was right. And we head into the final corner, and we see that the delta time wasn't wrong, and wait, 116.1. wow, I was extremely surprised that I have set a lap time faster than I was expecting. I thought that I was going to say like a 116.3, 116.4 maybe, or maybe even 116.2, but 116.1, wow, that was pretty good. Oh boy, that qualified us into 5th position, although I made a small mistake into the penultimate corner exiting the stadium section, and if I hadn't made that mistake I could qualify into 3rd position, meaning that if I hadn't made that mistake I could get my best qualifying position in my Formula Esports League / League Champions Advance career. In all these races I have participated in this league, that would have been the best qualifying position I have ever been. But instead we qualified 5th, but still it is a good qualifying session finally. Although I wouldn't say finally, because I have gotten pretty good qualifyings. The thing is that I did not get good races in this season, well, at least in the races I have participated. So PG gets pole position, followed by Riqiricon, then Websire, then Dozendat, then myself, then Boostler, then my teammate Nomadic, then Johan, then Sentu. I haven't mentioned those drivers that qualified behind Sentu, but hope you have paused so you could see the results, at least from the top 14. But yeah, it was only for the top 14, so yeah, the ones who qualified below it, well, you need to qualify higher in order to get mentioned by myself in the qualifying results. Now we head into the pre-race strategy, and well, we are beginning with medium tires. The game decided to select us the alternative strategy, although I agree with that. I decided to stick with that, and we are starting with mediums, and it's going to be a medium hard strategy. I don't think there'll ever be a safety car in this race, and I don't know why I was that idle. I think I was thinking of switching to the default strategy, but I decided to stick with the alternative strategy, and we set our fuel down to 52.8 well, I decided to put it down to 52.5 kilograms, and we begin the race with those private lights about to be turned on, and now they are third, fourth, and fifth light has turned on, and it's lights out, and where we go for round number 11 in Mexico, and we are getting a decent start, and we get into turn 1. I deploy much of my ERS. It's down to 76%, although I did not want to deploy much as I wanted, and we see the website and the AlphaTory of Dozendat have made contact, and Dozendat I think has got snap of oversteer, well, lost control, and we are up into 4th place, so Sento got disqualified from the race. That is not a good start for him. Well, it's going to be a terrible start, and unfortunately the race has ended for him, but for us it is going to be a good start, and we are into the SS in lap 1, and we maintain that that'll be a pretty good start, but remember that we need to manage our fuel in case that there's no safety car. We need to lift and coast, and we make a bit of contact. I don't know, maybe that was because I went too aggressive with the brakes, I don't know, but we're still in 4th, and we did not get any damages. We get into lap 2, and Riqiricon sets the fastest lap of 121.4, and that is not that, I don't know, that's not that correct to say that he set the fastest lap. It's only lap 1. I don't know, let's see who is the fastest on this track, ending lap 2, and we are heading into turn 4, and we see that our battery is at 80%, and it's going quite decent, so yeah, let's chill a little bit, but I could chill as much as I want, but Booster is behind me and he's in the DRS zone, although it is not available until the next lap. And we see that Max is out of the race, and the safety car has been deployed because of it. And that means that racing has stopped for a while, although it's not a full stop, because if it was a full stop it would be a red flag, but it isn't. So we are on the safety car. We stay out because we're on the mediums, and if I have started on soft tires I could get into the pit lane, but I have set the softer tire location, so I only have one medium, the one that I'm using right now, so that could have worked if I had two mediums, but the other option could be that I could have gotten two hards, but I don't know, I don't think that it would last until the end of the race. 33 laps with hard tires, I don't think it was going to worth it. And also, if it lasted for the entire race, I don't think I would enjoy with those hard tires. I think that I would be suffering with that tire deterioration in like lap 27, 28. But we haven't done it, so we are still on mediums, and let's heat up our tires a little bit, maintaining that temperature, and let's wait until the safety car ends. The field is getting bunched up, and we see that the other drivers are also trying to get into the bunched up field, but we see that some drivers have boxed. I think they're planning to desperately get up into the top positions, maybe because they qualified badly, but I don't know. So yeah, let's wait until the safety car ends. And we waited until the end of lap 4 for the safety car to end, but unfortunately our tire temperature isn't on the optimal ones. It is a bit too cold. They are at 79 degrees Celsius, so I decided to hit up a bit more aggressive, but unfortunately I did not have enough time to hit them up, and we are relaunching with a bit cold tires, and we see that our teammate is going to pit. That is not a good thing. Hope that he comes back, and we are still in 4th place. The good thing is that we got great wings. What I mean is that I wasn't that slow in the straight line compared to the other drivers. I think on this time I can defend my place pretty easy, but the booster is trying to make my work hard, and he overtakes me pretty easily, dive bombing me down the inside into turn 4, and we're down to 5th place. Although it is just a easy overtake for him, hope I can overtake him by DRS on lap 7. But first we need to maintain 1 second behind him or less, or else we won't get DRS and we might get overtaken by Rach and Jovan. So let's be careful on the ERS management, although I don't want to waste a lot of my ERS that early. So yeah, let's manage a little bit, although I have the habit of not deploying that much in this stage of the race, and instead I decided to deploy a lot at the end of the race when I can deploy as much as I want, because there won't be more laps of racing after that. And yeah, that's how I have the habit, but I have to change in order to do successful defense, or else I might be a failure with that. But heading back to the track, we have good news, and it is that beginning lap 8 I got Boostler's DRS, although it might be before, and I got chances to overtake him, and he got a little bit badly into turns 1 and 2, and I decided to do a select switchback, although not properly a switchback, and I tried to overtake. Oh my goodness me, I almost lose control in going to the wall, and I overtook Boostler in a nice way, heading into turn 4, round the outside into it, and we are up into P4. Hope I can maintain with that position for a few more laps. But yeah, that close call. I was going to the outside, well, to the right hand side, and I was going with him about to do wheel to wheel, but I felt that I was losing control. I think Rach made contact with me, slight contact, but it was a pretty scary moment. If I didn't save that car, I think I would have gotten into the wall and DNF. The good thing is that it did not happen. And now let's maintain our 4th place and hope I can do it for a long while. But that long while won't last that long, because on lap 10 I'm being overtaken, not by Boostler, but by Ra, who got pretty fast and overtook Boostler and myself in like 2 laps, and hope I can overtake him and get back into P4, maybe beginning lap 11. But also we need to maintain our now P5 from Booster, because maybe he might overtake us in that lap, in that same straight that I plan to overtake Rach, but he might overtake me before it, because, oh my goodness me, entering the stadium section he dive-balled me down inside and went too deep that he pushed me wide. The good thing is that I did not get a track limit warning, so yeah, I don't get that angry, although yeah, that sounded me a bit unfair that he needed to push me wide to get back to P5. But I'm not that annoyed. I don't complain that much about it, and I tried to overtake down inside into turn 1 with Booster, but I decided to back off a little bit, and I was quite expecting that he made a mistake, but he did not get that badly, so he maintained P5. But now Xalox is trying to overtake me and put me down to 7th place, so yeah, that is not going to be a good thing for me. Maybe getting overtaken by 3 drivers in 2 laps, that is not going to be a good thing, so we need to defend pretty good. I think we need to sacrifice a bit of our ERS, although I don't want to deploy much. But entering this stadium section, Xalox did not dive bomb us, that's a good thing. and maybe Booster might. Ooh, yeah, I think Salx might make contact with me and got a bit of oversteer because he rear-ended me, but that's not that much to worry because we are still in DRS range with now Rah because he's down to P5 and Butler re-overtook him, and I'm trying to overtake Rah because he doesn't have DRS, and I'm doing down the inside into turn 1. I'm doing this thing and we are wheel to wheel into turns 2 and 3, and I overtook him. We're back to 5th position, a good thing, but Sadox might overtake me and get me down, well, back to P6, although, yeah, both words are maybe correct, but the thing is that we need to defend our P5 and maybe get up into P4, but unfortunately that won't be probable, maybe impossible now, because I am outside of Booster's DRS and now I don't have DRS, so yeah, the quest of maintaining P5 might be pretty hard, but let's try a little bit. But that means that we need to deploy lots of our ERS, and maybe if we don't maintain any pretty good conservation of ERS, if we don't manage it well, we might run out of ERS and get into a terrible disadvantage. And now Sadox is overtaking us into the main straight, heading to lap 13. Well, we're now in lap 13 and he overtook us pretty easily, and we are down to P6. And yeah, hope I don't get overtaken by Ra, although I don't see it that easy for him to overtake me, or else he might overtake me that easily, and he dive bombed me down inside into turn 4, and we're down to P7. That was an easy overtake for Ra. That is how he humiliated me a little bit, but at least I won't be in danger of being overtaken by Johan because he's 3.1 seconds behind me, so yeah, I don't need to worry about losing another position. So as long as we don't spin or make a terrible mistake, everything is going to be not worse. We're going to maintain our P7 as the worst case scenario if we don't spin or go too slow or run wide in the corners. So yeah, for now let's see if we can maintain Rah's DRS and maintain with that mini field and maybe possibly overtake them and get back into those positions. At the end of this lap we get up into P6 only because Bustler went to the pits. I think he made an early call to get into the hards. I think he got excessive tire wear, or maybe he thought that boxing a bit earlier might be a better way to go in. Maybe not, maybe, I don't know, maybe I can overcut him. Maybe he's done a mistake, although that mistake is just a slight mistake, or maybe a major mistake, I don't know. It would be a major mistake if the safety car gets deployed on the next lap, and yeah, you know what would happen during the safety car, and you have already boxed. You boxed and safety car gets deployed, everyone gets a free stop, and you get a disadvantage because of it. Hope that happens to Boostler in order to maintain P6, although not on that extreme. Hope we don't get on that extreme. I don't know, maybe in reality I could get worse if there's a safety car, but for now let's get into our racing. And we are seeing that we are not getting DRS, and we are up into P5 because Riqiricon has got into the pits. At the end of lap 17 we calling and we get into the pit lane and we almost crashed into the wall that divides the track and the pit lane because we locked a little bit our rear brakes and I almost was heading into the wall. The rear side of my car was going to crash into a wall, but the good thing is that it did not happen. I don't know what could have happened if I crashed into it. Maybe I could get damaged rear left suspension and that would be an automatic DNF, but we are seeing that we're down to 9th place, and the reason is that we dropped to 9th place instead of P7. It's because some drivers are yet to pit, but they are gonna pit in one moment, so we're gonna be back in P7 and hope we can overtake Sarok's track and Boostler. But yeah, I think Boostler has made a good calling in earlier than it should be, or at least what the pit window said, but let's see how it goes for him at the end of the race. And we see that Nomadic, my teammate, is behind me, right behind me, but it is now more than a second, so he won't get my DRS. So yeah, I think we're gonna be safe in P9. I think that Nomadic should not be higher than me because I think he has to box once again, and yeah, he has the fastest lap, but he has already boxed and he's gone into softs, and maybe he has to box and he's boxing now. So yeah, that's the reason why I thought that he was going to box in these laps. It's because he's on soft tires and I think he was going for like 14 laps, I don't know, but it was just too much. And yeah, I hope that thing that he boxed in the lap that the safety car ended did not ruin his race. But for now, let's hope we can overtake Saux, Boostler and Ra, or maybe at least Saux. Lap 20 running and Popmaster both boxes, and we are up in P7, and now we are on the position that we are supposed to be if Running and Popmaster have boxed. And well, hope we can overtake these drivers, and we see that Websire is back with us, and we are in P7 and Websire is down to P6. I don't know what happened to him, maybe he has done a slight mistake, and we see that, oh no, we are not getting DRS on this lap. Maybe well, maybe in the next lap, or even maybe at the end of this lap, I don't know, but I don't see it as possible because it is still more than a second to gap between the Websire and myself, and I decided to deploy a bit much of my ERS, and we see that the gap between Jovan and myself is 2.1 seconds, although I'm not that in danger of being overtaken by Jovan, so let's be a little bit safe. But unfortunately I could not get his DRS. I got a terrible exit into like turn 15, I think so. Yeah, it was turn 15 and I did not get his DRS, so I struggle a bit with that corner exit. It is a difficult corner, a tricky one, but hope we get DRS on the next lap. But yeah, I need it because I want to get higher positions. On lap 23 we went in 7th place, but someone has run right, it was Boostler, and he spun because he made contact with Silux, but he made contact and lost control and spun, and we are up in P6. So Boostler maybe got a bit of karma after pushing me wide, and he got that karma, although I think it was extremely punishing, and yeah, I think it was his mistake to be real. And ooh, we got our first warning of the race. We cut turn 7, we need to be careful or else we might get a 3-second time penalty if we exceed the track limits and get a warning 2 more times. So let's be careful with the track limits, guys. We don't want to get a 3-second time penalty and that thing ruining our race. On lap 28, we head into turn 3 and we ran wide. That is not a good thing, but at least we did not get another track limit warning, and also it did not cost us a lot of seconds or tenths, and we see that Salks is wheel to wheel with Drag and he's overtaken him and he's up into P4, but unfortunately it isn't P4 officially because he has a 3-second time penalty, so that means that he'll be down to P6 with the penalties applied. And yeah, that's what happens if you exceed the track limits and get warnings 3 times. You get a penalty, 3-second time penalty, and that means that I'm in 5th position with the penalties applied. So that means that I overtake Rach and P4 is us. So yeah, we need to deploy much of our ERS and also try to overtake Rach. Before that, let's try to get closer with him. Man, I forgot what to say, but now I have it, and yeah, we are getting a little bit closer with him, but I don't know if I'm close enough to overtake him and get up into P5, which turns into P4 because of Salk's penalty. But unfortunately, on lap 31, the one that we're overtaking is not Rach, and instead the penalized Salks. But unfortunately, we did not even overtake him, and instead we made contact with him, but at least I didn't make him spin, and instead I lost like half a second maybe, but at least I did not get any damages. I think this might be the biggest mistake I have done in the race for now, but let's still maintain this clean, so that mistake I have done maintains the biggest mistake I have done in the race, which so far has been pretty clean for me. Finally a good race. As long as we don't screw it up, it is going to be a very good race. And we see that Salks is trying to overtake Rach and get back to P4, but I don't know if he's gonna do it. And meanwhile for us, we only have 5 laps in order to get up into P4. Maybe this won't be a possible chance, but at least P5, which is way easier to get it than getting P4, so at least I can be satisfied with P5, because also this is going to be the final race that I am gonna do in this year 2023. Yeah, this is gonna be the final race that I'll do in this year. So yeah, it's been lots of races of this year, like 50 or so, and yeah, that'll be the final race of the year, but I'll continue racing in 2024 of course, but that'll be in that year and not in this year anymore, because it is ending it, and yeah, it is only just a few days before this year ends, and yeah, we are going to finish in a good manner that race and also the last race of the year. So yeah, that's going to be a satisfying one, because finally I'm going to get a good Formula Sports League race finally, since Singapore in League Champions Advance in the previous season. Yeah, it's been a while since I haven't got a good race in this league, and we see that Rach is defending a lot his P4, and I am on the striking distance to overtake Sadox, but I decided to not do it because I wanted to manage a little bit my ERS. I almost get into Sadox, but the good thing is that I could avoid him. Oh my goodness me, look at the tires temperature, they are on the 3-digit, and that means that I might struggle a little bit, or maybe just I won't get into the optimal temperature because they're a bit overheating, but that's not going to be lots of worry about it. As long as we maintain P5 with the penalties applied, of course, everything is good. Everything is good. But I have the opportunity to convert that P5 into P4, and we dive bomb. Well, not that dive bomb. Rach down the inside into turn 4. That turns into the outside into turn 5. But Rach pushes us wide, and we maintain P6. And honestly, no, I forgive him. I started to, you know what? I don't complain that much about it. He pushed me wide, but he was ahead of me all the time, so yeah, I don't complain that much. And we're still in P6, but yeah, I think that was the best opportunity I could have to get up into P4, and maybe I might not get any more chances after that. And also, it's going to be 2 laps to go, so yeah, I don't think I can get to P4. But, well, at least P5. At least in P5. And, yeah, we ran out of ERS. Maybe if I could deploy ERS on the previous lap, heading into turn 4, maybe I could get done that overtake and actually get into P4 with the penalties applied. But, well, unfortunately I did not do that thing, and we are still in P5 with the penalties applied. And we see that Rach is trying to overtake Sadox, but he's also run out of ERS, as well as Sadox and myself. So yeah, all of us 3 have run out of ERS. So it's going to be kinda of DRS only battle for some, and for Sadox is going to be a natural fight. What I mean natural, it is without any DRS, without ERS, just pure engine. And he needs to defend in that natural way. And meanwhile with Rach, at least he has the advantage of getting DRS as well as myself. And I'm getting that great opportunity, but unfortunately I did not get. Oh no, that is way worse. I got the snap of oversteer, which meant that I lost a few attempts, and we get into the final lap of the race, seeing that our chances to get P4 has evaporated because of that snap of oversteer. That is a bit unfortunate, but honestly I'm fine with that. P5 is a good result finally, after 3 races of suffering in this season. Yeah, it has not been that great, those races, but finally I have done a good race, and we see that Ronin is approaching us, but we don't have to worry much about it. He has 6 seconds of penalties accumulated, so yeah, we don't have to worry about it that much. So yeah, with that we finish P5. PG wins the race, and oh no way, we exceeded the track limits for this count of time, but well, at least we'll be careful all the way to the end of the race. Take it safe. We are just a few corners to go, and we are about to cross the line to finish 5th position. And we have done it, guys. Finally, we have done a good race. I think that's the only time I'll do a good race in this season. And finally, for the first time in this season, we did not finish a position lower than the position we have started, and instead we maintain the position we have started for the race. P5 to P5. Not bad, not bad. Finally, I have done a race without any major mistakes. And major mistakes are with. Oh, what happened to Riqiricon? He's out of the race. I don't know what happened. He went from P2 down to P13. That is not a good thing. And I don't know what happened. But we get up into P4. But and that should be P5 for us. Don't believe in what the game tells us in this video. I rarely finished P5, but yeah, let's now head into the race results. So here is PG converted his pole position into a win, and although Riqiricon, according to the game, finished P13 for us and the league, he finished P2 and maintained his P2 from the grid. And Websire finished P3, followed by Rach. I finished P5. Finally, I haven't dropped down a few places from the grid slot to the race finish. Finally, and we got some big points. Although we haven't won the Constructors Championship, but I have held my team. But in reality, I think the gap between us, Alfa Romeo, and Red Bull has decreased because PG scored 27 points. Because if you get pole position, you get awarded 2 points because of it. So yeah, he scored 27 points. And oh yeah, before we head into the other race results from the other drivers, I need to confirm that only when you get pole position and you get 2 points because of it, it only applies in this league. So yeah, other leagues you get pole position but you don't get awarded any points. But I think in this league it is the only exception, and I don't think there is another league that puts like that. But now, getting back to the race results, Xalox finished 6th position despite finishing on track 5th, but he got penalized because of track limits warnings. He got 3 times and got a penalty. Johan finished 7th, Ronin finished 8th, Nomadic finished 9th, so he got a little bit of a comeback, but we only scored 12 points from PG's 27 points, so the gap got reduced by 15 points. Ah man, I got a little bit confused. And Pumpmaster is the final driver to score points. Finished P10, and Omar finished 11th place. Oscar finished 12th. Pustler in 13th, and Juan finished P14, a lap down. I think he retired on the final lap of the race. I don't know, but if it was like that, well, he retired from the final lap of the race. And I think the other ones didn't even finish the race. I don't know, maybe they did, but only one. I don't know. Yeah, I think the other ones that finished below P14, or at least classified as it, I think they did not finish, but some of the drivers got classified as like P15, P16 because they completed more than 90% of the race. So yeah, this is the end of 2023. So although I think I'll make one more video, but it's just some compilation about my races I have done in this year. I think I have done like 50 races, 50 league races in this year. So yeah, it's been a long while, and you know, these 50 races I have done in this year, I only got 5 wins, 2 in F122 and 3 in F123. And the podiums I've got, I don't know how many, but I got like, I don't know, maybe 20, 25, maybe 30, I don't know. I haven't counted those podiums that I got, every single one that I have got in this year. But yeah, there you have it, guys. The episode is over, and see you guys in the compilation. But if you don't see it, well, Happy New Year, and see you guys in 2024. Goodbye.